My name's Lee Raglas. This is my 1961 International AA fire truck. It's a vehicle that I've treasured since 2004, but it's a vehicle that I've been looking for since 1978, and it hasn't arrived until then. The reason why I got the interest in the fire vehicle was I was a volunteer in the CFS brigade, local CFS brigade. In 2004 I found this in a scrapyard down Port Adelaide. It was a bit of a wreck when it arrived here and got landed in the driveway, and after 12 months of hard work of 3 days a week, we got it running on the first Beta Birdwood in 2005. It's a model AA. The body was actually pressed in America and sold there as a B model. They came over here in a kit form and assembled and called the AA, which was Australian A. It was the last that was ever imported as the style of American, and from then on they were made here in Australia by TJ Richards in the old Lacornu site, which was the old Chrysler factory, and they became the AB model, and that was a purely Australian model. From there on, the American version totally differentiated for what we have here. It's an open cab, which was a design that was utilised mainly in Queensland at this stage. By this time, and we're talking of 1960, South Australian Fire Brigade were into closed cab vehicles. This was built in, in Brisbane by Enoggera Bodyworks, and they built most of their vehicles for Queensland and rural areas. Well, this vehicle, as I said, was built in Brisbane by Enoggera Bodyworks, and it actually saw service at Cunnamulla, southwest of Queensland. I've actually communicated with the Fire Brigade Museum in Queensland, and they have confirmed that, and I have actually seen photos of this vehicle when it was new, which is very exciting as you like to try and establish the history that goes with the vehicles. It probably saw service at Cunnamulla for probably 20 years perhaps, till perhaps 1980. That date I haven't been able to establish, but after that it was then resold to the Barkly Shire Council in Tennant Creek, and it then saw service at Lake Nash Aboriginal community. Utilising poetic licence, I've managed to come up with the old CFS signals and dressed it up the best I can to make it look like a fire truck. These side lockers unfortunately are empty, but we still have contents in the old lockers here. And the pump is actually a dummy pump. It's a real pump, but it's not in the same location that it was originally. It's a big truck. It's what they would call in the game of a 7-ton truck. It's a 3-ton tear load with 4-ton load to go on top of that. And the motor, although physically big, is only 240 cubic inches in the old scale, which is actually smaller than the Falcon motor. In Beta Birdwood, it's a moving museum. It's not like vehicles are static on display. It is reenactment, as in uniform and bits like that. Concourse really goes to extensive lengths to get or capture the era of the time. And I choose the truck because it's different to other vehicles. It's you've got an audience on the side of the road that are watching, reminiscing of their past times, and I think that's why people turn out, is that they like to see things that are restored, or things that they remember in their youth of earlier times.